All right. Good morning, family. How you doing? Welcome to Coffee and Craps here with John from Pro Craps here on Casino Gaming TV. Let's get her done. I want to do a quick. I have a hard stop again today at 8:45, so I don't have a whole lot of time this morning. But let's jump into it right away here. I want to talk about the daily paycheck. Now, as you know, it's kind of like a back-to-back sort of show we have going here. We have our daily paycheck that we do right away at 7 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. Come right back in here and do a quick recap and do an actual kind of thing. So let me just go right at it here and talk about where we are right away, right? The Moon Bow. This is Skill and Luck's new unicorn strategy. I'm going to talk about what unicorn means here in a second, but the strategy itself is 1-0. Technically speaking, it's 2-0. Okay, what I did today, we're 1-0. We won 585 in 8 rolls. Now, the reason why we won it in 8 rolls was not because of the strategy being awesome. Honestly, we won it because I threw a come out 3 with $300 on the don't, right? So we have the come out field, a come out 11, and a come out don't pass, and I rolled a 3, which pays you 320 out of the gate, right? So we come out of the gate up 320. I set a point, I hit one number, and we're at goal, right? It's that easy, right? It's that easy if you can do it every day. So I reset the bankroll to 5,000 and did it a second time. I wanted to give it a more true run today because it's nice that it won, and I'm happy to make the paycheck, but it's better to see the strategy actually work itself out. Now, I hit I think almost every bad situation, except for one. I actually whacked ourselves on the come out. We had the worst come out scenario twice, right? We had a lay bet on the 9. I hit it twice on the come out, which sucks. When I got my point set, twice I got 0 hits in the box, 0, just 0.7 out, and twice I got 1 hit and then we're out, right? So we got nothing up there. I threw like kind of crap today, and we got nothing out of the box numbers. Yet, even after losing $1,200 on the come out, $1,200 on 2 separate come outs, we ended up with like $28 in profit, which is a testament to the strategy. And I think I want to talk about that part of it here real quick. So let's switch ahead one screen, and I want to show you and kind of remind you what skill built. Okay, this is the unicorn. This was the parameters that I had given. Not that. Not that. Where's the unicorn? I guess this is it, right? I'm sorry. The title's wrong over there. I put the slide together like 2 seconds ago. I wanted to remind you what the unicorn strategy is and what skill was building towards. I put this challenge out a while back. Like let's find the perfect strategy, right, for a right side player, the perfect right side strategy player. Let's look at the boxes that got checked here, right? Can you profit on short rolls of 2 or less? Yes, right? For the most part, this strategy, as you saw, when I set a point, I went out there, and I actually rolled 3-3-7, right? So we got nothing, no payments, immediate 7. We won $85 twice. Okay, so yeah, it does work on the short rolls. Can it dominate on a monster roll? Well, potentially, right? Within 1 roll, we set a point. 1 roll later, we're playing for free. We got the 160 across, well, 135 across. That's risk-free, right? On a monster roll, it could dominate because you have free play. Now, I didn't roll a monster, but if I had, we were set up to not lose any money on that thing. Are you out of the hand by roll 2 or 3? Yes. If we set a point safely, if we hit our 1 roll, within 2 spins of the dice, you're out of the hand, completely out of the hand, and you're totally safe. Okay? Are you collecting consistently? Yes. On the come out roll, every horn number pays you. On the come out roll, the 11 would have paid us, which it did. It paid us $20. On the come out roll, a 7 pays you. So you're making money every come out roll, unless you hit the one you're laying. After you got the point set, you're making money on every single roll unless you buckshot the point on that first roll, right? So you've got 2 rolls of risk there. There's no risk-free strategy, but the unicorn here is really trying to get you around to this 90% sort of win rate based on those parameters, right? And is it scalable from bubble to VIP? Yeah, we played it today with $300 on the don't. You could play that, you know, if you wanted to, at $3 on the don't on a bubble craps machine. $3 on the don't and a $6 lay 9 and $1 across. You can totally do this thing at the $100 level if you wanted to. You can go all the way down to bubble craps if you wanted to. It totally scales. Okay, it checks every box. Okay, there are a couple of gaping holes, and I think people in chat out there this morning and in here are calling out some of the holes One of the holes is, and Skill and I talked about this, right? Laying the 9 for 600 hurt twice versus laying the 5 and 9 each for 300. Spread out the risk. So if I hit one of those two, it doesn't hurt that bad coming out. I get it. You've got to weigh this out. Okay, your risk tolerance comes in two phases, right? Are you more scared of the 4 ways to roll the 9, right? Or the 8 ways to roll the 5 or the 9. So when you spread that out to the 5 and 9 both, right? I understand you're going to lose less, but you're going to lose less more often because now you've doubled your ways to lose. So you got to think about that, right? You're going to lay the 5 and the 9. Now you have 8 ways to lose 300 versus 4 ways to lose 600. What's better to you? Are you more worried about the amount of money? Then you spread it out, but you're going to lose $300 more often. You're going to lose $300 twice as often as you lose $600. Think of it that way. And that's, I think, is an important piece to this when you come out like that. So I commend Skill. I think we have a really good strategy here. I don't like putting that kind of money out there, but when you look at it, there's only a couple of gaping holes. Right now, I hit the gaping hole twice today. I didn't buckshot the point, luckily, but I did have some ugly stuff in there, and so far it survived. We have another 4 days to go. And Newberry says it right. The damage is in the lay, for sure. Now, I hit the lay twice. I hit the lay 9 twice. I set a point of 9 2 times, $1,200 out of the rack, right? Or out of my bankroll. Twice I did it. And what happened? We ended up winning $25. At the end of the whole thing, I earned that whole $1,200 back, right? And made profit. Ifs and buts, right? If I didn't hit the lay 9, instead of fighting back to replace $1,200 that I'd lost, we would have won $1,200. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that I hit the 9 sucks, but it recovered itself, and I'm impressed by the fact that it covered it. So I think that was good. That was a good job so far. Day 1 is in the books. We'll keep at it, and there's that. So what else I want to talk about? And again, we'll do more every day. I'm going to jump into this strategy, of course, 5 days in a row. We're going to keep doing it. And again, this would work on bubble craps. Think about those numbers. $3 don't pass, $6 lay, $1 across. You can play bubble craps all day long at those levels and not worry about it. Matter of fact, on bubble craps, at $3 on the don't, you may not even want to have the lay. Right? You may even, and I'm talking about the bubble craps where you have the dollar minimums and 5 hours total action. So you could totally do this. Anyway, there it is. There's the first day of the Moonbow, and it was fun. Now I have the numbers memorized of all the bets. You'll find that it's like, oh shit, and then hey, we're good, and that's the unicorn. Speaking of unicorns, hold on, let me go back to the screen. I got to show you this. I got to show you something cool. Give me a second here. Sorry for this, but I have a present. I got a gift in the mail from a subscriber. This comes from Jeff O'Connor. Sent me, Amazon comes yesterday, right? Amazon, ding dong. And I'm like, what did I order from Amazon? And I thought, I get some vitamins from them. I thought, my vitamins here already? No, I get this. I get a note. Gift for you. Here's the gift. I'll put it up here. It's a unicorn, right? It's a unicorn. So I got a unicorn in the mail from subscriber Jeff, which was so freaking cool. I know he's trying to be silly and fun, but isn't that cool? So I got a unicorn. Now we have a table decoration of the unicorn. This will go out here. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this, now that you've seen it, I'm going to put it out on the garage table for good luck every day. That's going to be out there in the landing zone. It'll be a landmine for me in the landing zone, so we can see the actual unicorn out there helping us out. That was really thoughtful, Jeff. Thanks much for doing that for us. All right, now let's get to the order of the day. Sorry, I'm a little bit disorganized here, but it's Monday, and that's what happens sometimes on a Monday. So let's go. Now you're going to laugh at me because this screen hasn't changed at all. The come out roll screen, it's still from Friday, so apologies, but I do want to talk about this stuff. So we had a great craps chat. It was fun last night. And Jeff, congratulations. Jeff, we kept the craps chat down to 2 hours instead of our normal 3.5 or 4 hour shows. It was cool. So that was a good craps chat. A lot of great questions. Keep those things coming. I thought on craps chat last night we had what did you have, Jeff? Was there 6 or 8 people? We might have had 8 people in Zoom. A lot of crosstalk, which was awesome. That was really cool to have all those people in there. Y'all are welcome. And you saw, right? We had a couple of subscribers we met for the first time. jump in there, give their opinions, and let us know who they are. It was good to meet Rock. Talk to Victor again, of course. Nemo is always hilarious. It was cool, right? We had Leon in there. We had the Friday night fight. So Leon and played Sith Lord Espy, who ended up taking the crown. So yeah, good night. A good night there. So what's happening in our world? Anything important? Oh yeah, that's right. We have a hard hat award, right? Did I give the hard hat away? I did. Jeff won the hard hat. So on Friday we had the final vote. Jeff won the first ever hard hat award. I am going to glue a CGTV chip to the front of it, Duracell's idea. I'm going to mail it to Jeff. Jeff's going to sign it and put it on his table for his videos for the month of January. And then we'll vote again. And then for the month of January, we'll pick a new winner. And Jeff will mail it to the next person. The next person, and I didn't put it on, this screen is, hold on, this screen is old. Jeff's still on here. I'm going to edit this in front of you because I got to take Jeff off and put skill and luck on it and sideshow gamble. There we go. All right, let's play that again. Sorry about that. Again, I didn't update the screens here this morning until just a few minutes ago. All right. So the new nominees for the month of February. Big AZ is still on the list. He got a lot of votes last time. Vince nominates, and I totally agree. Skill and luck deserves a nod here for sure. The idea behind the Hard Hat Award, as you know, it's all about recognizing the people who are putting in work that you don't see, right? Just like, you know, it's like a dirty jobs kind of a thing, right? Who's doing the dirty jobs of craps? Well, it's skill, right? Skill's out there in my texts, in my Discord, on my phone, blowing me up. He worked on this strategy. I guarantee you the Moonbow did not take him an afternoon to write. He's been working on this thing for weeks to get it right. And it's basically perfect. It's a great strategy, right? That's the kind of things that skill does, right? Big AZ is filming constantly off camera. You don't see the work. Sideshow is leaving on a work trip that's going to take him away from us for a good 7 or 8 months. I think 9 months actually, right? You know what he did? He filmed enough videos to give us a video a week while he's gone for 9 months. We're going to have new Sideshow Gamble content for 9 months because he pre-filmed everything, putting in the work before he bailed out. Isn't that great? How many live shows does Vince do? Does Texas Crap Shooters do? George going twice a day. Ed Robinson is training people on dice throwing off camera, right? You can talk to people here in chat who I know are working with Ed over Skype and over Zoom without being on live TV. He's just working with them for free because he's a great guy. That's what people in our community do. Brian, same thing. Brian's going live all the time, right? Brian is running an entire crew down there. It's incredible, right? Joe from Craftmaster Journey's got this like ridiculous black belt dice setting session. You know how many videos that's going to take? How much work he's got into that. And of course, you know, Waylon's putting out a strategy a day, busting his ass. So that the hard hat is that, right? It's not just the best video or the best looking guy or whatever you want to call it. It's not a popularity contest. It's to recognize who's putting in the work that you don't see, right? Who's cleaning out the septic tanks, right? Who's fixing the escalators? Who's doing the work that we just get to benefit from? It's these guys. And if you have another nominee, let me know. Jump into Discord and let us know who you think should also be on the list. But we've got, you know, a full year to cover here. Everybody's going to win this thing once. It's a matter of at what point, what their contributions, when do their contributions jump out to you and you go, oh, that's the guy that has to win it. Okay. So there's the Hard Hat Award. Congratulations to Jeff. And again, we'll do a little more of this every day and just talk about what the people are doing so y'all know what's going on. But this week's Skill and Luck is kind of my guy because we're running his strategy, and I know how hard he worked on the strategy. And I hope this thing works all week long like I think it's going to. So there it is, guys. There's all that. Let's get into the real meat of the day, though. The real meat of the day is going to be in talking about variance. And I want to talk about variance in this way. First, before we can talk about what a variant is or what variance means, we got to know what the expectations are. Like what would be the norm? The norm would be this, right? The 7 shows up every 6 rolls. We know that, right? That's the expected number of 7s every 36 rolls is 7, right? We know the average roll length, according to the Wizard of Odds, the average person grabs the dice for the first time and rolls about 8.5. That's the average roll length. Now that means, you know this, most people are 2, 3, right? The crappy rolls. That's an average because there's as many 30s as there are 2s, and that makes a 15 average, and there's as many 15s as there are 3s, and the average shrinks down. So this is offset, right? The majority of rolls are probably 2 or 3 in length, offset by a couple of enormous rolls. The average is about 8.5. That's what you'd expect to see between sevens, right? We know that the don't pass, for example, is about a 50-50 play, right? Roughly 50-50, about 49% or so average win rate on the don't pass. After the point gets set, it's actually a 60% average win rate, right? 66% of the time, the 4 and 10, you win that on the don't pass. 60% of the time you win against the 5 or 9, and 55% you win against 6 or 8. That's your expectation. So you think about, like, and we're just going to look at those scenarios right now because everything else there's too much and it's too complicated. But if that's your baseline, if this is what you know is likely to happen in most cases, then I think it's fair to say that anytime we don't see this, there's a variant. Anytime you break out of the 7 every 6 rolls, every time you break out of the don't pass winning 49% of the time, every time you break away from the don't pass winning at about that rate once a point is set, you're in what's called a variant, something outside of what you expected, okay? Here's a look at like what the numbers would be. The actual, like the roll distribution, right? You expect to see 1 out of 36 rolls, 1, 2, 1, 12, 2 3s, 2 11s, right? 3 4s or 10s, 4 5s or 9s, 5 6s or 8s, and of course the 6 7s. You expect to see that. Anything we roll, if I and I will, I'll go right now and roll 36 rolls, and I guarantee you we're not going to see this. Okay, you're living. If you look at your life at the table in 36 roll chunks, I'll bet you that 1 out of 100 times, maybe 1 out of 100 times, you see this exact sequence or this exact spread of numbers, right? You rarely see the exact perfect 36 roll expectation, which means every time you're at the table, you're in some variant of you're somewhere off of the expectation. Somewhere you're not seeing the right 36 rolls. Somewhere you're not seeing this. You're not seeing 8.5 rolls out of every shooter. You're not seeing a 7 on rotation every 6 freaking rolls. The don't pass doesn't always win at the 50% rate. So you're always in a variant. The question is going to be, how do you win in a variant? Like, what do you do? Like, the reality of this is what I'm saying here. In the short term, you'll experience variance. You're going to experience it in small doses. You're going to experience at a 36 rolls, 1 extra 6, 1 less 7. You're going to experience 2 extra 4s and 10s, 1 less 5, 1 less 9, and 2 extra 6s. That's what you're going to see, right? That's where the money's made. You make your money by capitalizing, if you can, on a small variant in a small window of time. That's why pressing bets is so enticing, because you think, oh, it's going to happen again. And if it does happen again, if a shooter has a greater than 8.5 roll, a 10 roller, that's 2 extra payments, you profit in the variant. Follow me? Over the huge set of time, the variance goes away. If you look at, for example, when I throw my dice at night, right? The other night I put in like 78 or 80 rolls, huge variant. Right? I was like a 7.7 SRR. I was hitting a bunch of box numbers. One roll, I was like 26 box numbers and 2 fields and no 7s. Total variant, right? But if you take a step back and look at 4,000 rolls that I've logged, it looks just perfect, like perfect random, because the more rolls you get, you're edging up to what they call the law of big numbers, which means that the averages will work itself out when viewed from back here. But when you're looking at it right here in the moment, a variant that's a good variant, 26 rolls, 18 rolls, 19 rolls that I had the other night, that's a huge variant. And then you get this morning, right, where every single shooter was 3. Set a point, 1, 2. Set a point, out. Set a point, 1 roll, out. Right? Today's crappy variant makes up for the other day's great variant. So you're going to find yourself in some kind of a variant all the time. It's a matter of what you do with it. How do you bet the variant? So let's go to the table. Let's actually take a look at what I'm talking about here. And I want to just show you kind of a precursor to where we're going to head for the week here. So let's go back over there. I'm going to zoom into the table view here, and I'm going to just put some dice up there, and let's look at variance in real time. I'm going to move this out of the way because we don't need this. Let's turn the light on so we get the shadows out the way, and let's do it. Let me bring my coffee cup over too. The nice thing about the coffee cup on this new table is that it's black surface. So if I spill it, you'll never know if I spill the coffee. All right, let's get some dice. And I'm gonna roll just kind of in front of me here. And let's take a don't pass bet. All right, let's just look at the don't right here. I'm gonna put a white chip on the don't. It doesn't matter. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay out right here across the front, reds and greens. Okay, we're gonna do red chips when we lose, green chips when we win. Okay, the first variant test I'm gonna do, we know the don't pass ought to win about 50% of the time overall. We also know that it should win about 60% of the time that there's a point made or a point set. Okay, so watch, I'm gonna work the puck a little bit here. I'll put the puck over here for now. I'm gonna set points, and we're gonna nuke points. Okay, I'm gonna roll fast. I'm just gonna roll it right here in front, just so that we can get a quick look at this. Okay, there's a 6 for the point. Let's roll there. We made the point. So what that means is, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna log that as a loss. Right, there's our first loss of the don't pass, and it was a point loser. We're gonna roll 10. There's a 10 for the point. Fighting the 10 here, right? Can we fight the 10? There's a 9, 6, 9. Again, this is not a scientific test. There's a 7, and we win. Can we see both those chips? I'm gonna work these things across here. We're gonna get 10 outcomes if we can. Puck is off, 6. Can we beat a 6? There's a 7, we beat the 6. There's 2 in a row. There's 2 in a row. We're looking for all 10. There's a point of 4. There's a 9. There's a 7. That's 3 wins in a row. And again, out of 10 outcomes, we should see 5 green chips. There's an 8 for the next point. This is not scientific, but I'm doing it for a reason. 6, 5, 4. There's all the box numbers. 6, midnight, 7. 4 don't pass wins in a row. Puck is off. Coming out to a 5. We have not had a come out decision yet. There's a 5. There's a 9. 7. 5 don't passes in a row. That should be all that we see. The rest of these should be reds. We should lose every time now, right? If we're going to be outside the variant. There's a 9. There's the 9. See that? Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 outcomes, right? Can you see them all? 7 on the come out. There's a secondary loss right there. All right, 5. I'm actually going to mark that one as a. I'm going to mark that one just so we know what kind of loser it was. There's a 9. Was that a? No, we're on the point of 5. On the point of 5, there's a 6. There's the 7s. We're back down to here again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more resolution. We've already, as you can see, we are in a variant. There's a come out winner. Okay, so let's. And these lammers, I'll put PCs on those because they're just easier. This one was a come out loser. That was a come out winner. Let's look at where we landed here. Let's just look at that. We did 10 straight outcomes. 10 outcomes on the don't pass, looking only at a don't pass player. Okay, do you see variance in what just happened? Okay, the don't pass should win. How many times out of 10? About 5. Between come out winners and losers, it should win 5 out of 10. It won 7 out of 10. Variant, right? You're off the expectation in just this little bit of a thing, right? You're not supposed to win 5 in a row, like flipping a coin, right? It should go red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, and it doesn't. It goes 5 in a row like that, right? The come out phase, you're a 2-to-1 disadvantage, right? You're going to lose on the come out here. 8 ways to lose it, right? 6 ways to roll a 6, 2 ways to roll an 11, right? There's three ways to win, which is the 2 and the 3. right? You have 3 ways to win, 8 ways to lose. It's about a little better than 2 to 1. You should have lost, right? We're 1 for 1. We lost 1 and won 1. So we're 50-50 on come-outs. These basically cancel each other out. You should have had 2 of these to 1 of those. 2 losses on the come-out to 1 win on the come-out. Another variant, right? We won more than we should have on the come-out, looking at those 10 rolls, okay? This right here, we'll talk about this tomorrow. What's that called? That's a trend or a streak. I don't like the word trend because there's no, when you're here, you're not in a trend. When you're here, you had experienced the trend. When you're here, you're looking ahead, right? But that right there, this right here is why I stack the don'ts. When I win a don't pass bet, I always parlay the first one and I play a progression because this happens all the time. We'll talk about this tomorrow. That, my friends, is variance right in front of you. 10 quick outcomes, right? 10 quick outcomes. And look at the variance you see in those 10 in the short term. Now, if I rolled another, like let's say 10 more sets of 10, I guarantee you in 100 rolls, you're gonna see 47 or 48 wins, 51 or 52 losses. You're gonna see the things you expect to see. You'll see what you expect. Another variant here, by the way, of the points being set, we should win about 60% of them. Like we said, how many did we win? Of the points that got set, we won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 10. 60% of points that got set, we won. That's actually right on the money, right? We lost 2 of those out of 10. That's a little bit down. Interesting, isn't it? When you look at like the short-term window, the variance in the short term is very jagged. You're going to see lots of things that vary. And again, the winning formula, there isn't a winning formula, but the winning, I think, the winning way, the thing you want to focus on is how do you capitalize in the short-term variant that you're going to be in. You're going to be in short-term variance every single shooter. You're going to be in some kind of a variant. If a shooter rolls less than 8, that was a variant off expectation. If a shooter rolls more than 8, that's a variant. If a shooter rolls more than the expected number of 6s or 8s, that's a variant. So you're going to be here all the time. I think it's important that we see that. Now, I'm going to leave those out there. I'll take this one down. Just leave it out there as an example. Let's do this. Let's roll 36 times. Let's roll 36 times and let's see how close we are in terms of expected values as we're rolling. I'll use my PC Lammer chips right here. I think I've got 36 of them. I don't know, 5, 10, there's 15. I have to use blacks too, I guess, right? 15, 20, 35, there's 36 Lammers, okay? We're gonna roll 36 times. And I think Ken from Ken Knows Gambling has done this experiment before. I'll do this every day this week just because we want to see it. Here's 36 of them. I'll put them in the come. And let's see where these land. I'm going to use the horn area here to mark the horn numbers. And I'll use, of course, the box to mark the box. I'll use the don't pass to mark the 7s. Let's roll 36 times. I'll roll them against the back wall to make it more legit. And let's just count how close we get to what we expect to see. And we'll call the variance out as we go. We're going to start off with a midnight, right? We're going to start off right here with the midnight. There's 1. There's a 7. So the 7s, again, we're going to put those on the don't pass. I'll use blacks for those wherever I can. There's a midnight. So look at that. We are guaranteed to be in a variant session. We've had 2 midnights out of 36. That should never happen. So automatically, you know this 36 roll sequence is going to be jacked. There's no way we're going to be at expected value. So again, short term, we're going to see variance. Now, where's it going to land? Is it going to be heavy 7 or light 7? Like, where's that? This extra chip on the 12's got to go somewhere. It's got to pull from some other outcome. Let's find out from where. There's a 3. There's your 3. There's a 9, 5, 4, 9. We'll put that up here. There's 1, 9. We expect to see 4 of those over 36 rolls. There's a 4. Put that over there. There's a yo 11 yo. We're going to fill the horn numbers out. We want to make sure we see all the horn numbers once, right? There's a yo. Actually, what I should do is put the horns. I'll put the horns in black because they're weird. There we go. Make the box numbers whites, make the horns and 7s black. There's a 5, a 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 5, no field. And we have a 9, or 6, 3, center field 9, 6, 3. There's 2 9s. I'll put these in the back. Better seen in the back, I think. There's a 7, 5, 2. That's our third 7. There's 3. There's another 5. That's 2 5s. How close will we be to expected values here? 4, 2, 6. What I should have done also, maybe tomorrow I'll do it this way, is mark how long the points go. How long it is between the numbers. There's a 5. There's our third 5. There's our fourth 5. So the 5 is where it should be, right? The 5 has met the expected number. Now, if we roll another 5, the variant goes off by a factor of 2 now. There's another 7, 6, 1. But we know, because of the 12, something is going to be off. Some number is going to have 1 extra than it should have for sure. There's a 6, a 5, 1. 2. 3 6s. That's a hard 6 that time. 3, 3, hard 6. There's a 5, 4, center field 9. That's our third 9. Hard 10. Hard 10. We filled the box in yet? We haven't seen an 8 yet. Where's my 8s? Another 10. 10 the hard way. Another 10. There's 2 10s. This actually is pretty close to expected right here. This is not going to be that far off. 5, 1, 6. There's a fourth 6. We're getting close to it here, right? There's a 4, a 3, 1. I should put those in the back. There we go. 4, 3, 7. There's 5 7s. Got about 8 rolls left or so. Hard 4. All right, so the 4s are good, right? The 4s did their job. There's 3 4s. There's 4 5s. Those 2 are actually right. We're light on the 8s, which is interesting. Aces. All right, that's all the horn numbers have been filled. We've had 1 of each horn number. We have one extra 12 still to figure out. All right, there's our first positive variant, 3 1 4. That's the fourth 4. We shouldn't have seen that one. This one here is probably that one right there. There's your variant, right? It's got to go somewhere. There's the 6th 7. That's what you expect. We have 3 rolls to go. Where are they going to land? Aces. Aces. Bam. There's our first 8. Wow. First 8 right there. And there's another 7. So here we have it. What's the variant here? There's an extra 7. There's an extra midnight and an extra aces and an extra 4. There's your 4 extra rolls where they should have been, right? One of those should have been on the 10. That makes the 10 right? One of those should have been on the 6. That would have made the 6 right? One of those should have been on the 8. Did I roll enough? I did roll enough, right? 4, 5, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 4, 7, 8, 9, 31. Oh, I'm short 5 rolls. Sorry. I'm saying I knew I miscounted. I'm short 5 rolls. Jeez. Math for the win, Johnny. Math for the win. Let's keep going. We got to finish out the last 5. There's a second yo. That's what I missed. Oh, look at that. Third midnight. Whoo! Third midnight. That's where the extra rolls are going. And an 8th 7. Right? There's your extra 7. And there's our second 8. The 8's going to be the one that is the worst, right? The 8's the one that gets kind of caught in the mix. There's 3 8s. Okay, so here it is. There's your thing. So the 3 8s. So the 8 is owed 2, the 9 is owed 1. Right? So we're light on these 2. These 2 here ended up having a problem for us. Horns, right? 4 extra horns, 2 extra 7s, 1 extra 4. Variant, right? I can do this all day long. 36 rolls, you'll almost never get it right. Now, where's the betting advantage here? It's probably here. if anything, or here, if anything, and you don't see it coming. I'm not suggesting that we can see this coming and bet differently, but I do want you to know that you're always in a variant. You're always in some kind of a variant, and I think it's proper to recognize that that's the truth of the matter, and that's why I think devising systems that move money around or favor certain things that are happening is an interesting way to kind of increase it. And I've talked to a lot of people who I know are all about the math, right? All about the probabilities and everything else. The reason why guys will press like maniacs up here is because sometimes this 7 rolls ends up here on the 8. And they're going to go gangbusters on a number, trying to catch a variant before it starts on one of these numbers up in here. I get it. That's why folks do that. If you can catch the 35 roller and these are the ones that are dominating instead of these, that's where it comes, right? So that's it. That's a quick demo of what it means to be in a variant, or what variance looks like. I think it's an important discussion to have because it's real. I think that there can be a statement made, and I know that guys have made the statement. Let me come back over here quick. Let's go. I really want to talk about this slide here. It can be said, and the argument is valid and true and good forever, okay? The overhuge trials thing, the law of big numbers, you cannot escape that. And here's the thing that PJ Strong used to say, and I think I couldn't be any more correct about this, okay? Although we just saw what a variant looks like, the 36 roll variant, right? And you might be at the casino for 36 or 72 rolls. I mean, that might be your entire day, your entire 2 hours. It might be all that you see. You're going to be in a variant like that. And that's why you win and lose. That's why you're like, oh shit, bad table. Oh great, good table. That's why, because you're here for a short time. If you think about your lifespan, right? I've probably seen in my life 10, 20,000 rolls at tables. At 10 or 20,000 rolls, the average of all of what I've seen in my life is this. I've seen this over the course of my life, that exact pyramid. I've seen this over the course of my life. I've experienced, 5,000 0.7 ounce, and I've experienced 535 rollers, right? I've seen over the course of time the expectations met. I've seen over the course of time, whoops, wrong way. There we go. I've seen over the course of time these numbers work out, okay? At the table today, I saw the short-term trend. At the table today, we had 5 7s in a row. And if you're parlay pressing the 7s, right, that right there is a 15-unit win. If you're betting that 7, the way I would have bet that 7, that don't pass test right there, if you're betting it my way, that's a 12 to 15-unit win. Okay? If you're on the pass line, that's probably a 6-unit loss over the course of that session right there, right? Look at it that way, right? Sometimes you're going to get here and get hammered. Sometimes you're going to destroy it because the trend worked out in your favor. So I think it's important to see it. And I want to make sure all week, we're going to talk about this stuff all week long, the expectations versus reality thing, because it is the truth of this game. So, all right, let's go here and check. I'm going to check the chat real quick and make sure that we're good. PCs, and let's see what we have here. Let's see. Yeah, so Buckeye, I got lucky, right? The expectation versus reality thing, you get lucky. The thing of it is this. You're never going to be on the chart. You're never going to be perfect chart. You're always lucky or unlucky. Luck or unluck is how far off of the expectations you are and where your bets were when it happened. That's what it's all about. It's a great call out. Skill says, does the unicorn help with the variance? Yeah, it does. Now, unless you're in a variant where you're throwing a lot of 9s, right? Where I set a point of 9 and a buckshot to 9, that would be a bad variant. But the unicorn accounts for a lot of it because it doesn't really care. The way you've written the unicorn skill doesn't care what's going on anywhere, because for a couple of rolls, you're just kind of like bobbing and weaving. You're playing the Muhammad Ali thing. And if you get out of that, then you're fine. Then the variant, if you catch the variant, that's a good trend, you're fine. If it's a bad trend on points getting knocked off like it was here, so what? You're still making money. There you go. I think that's it, guys. I got to run. It's work time. I have a class that I'm kicking off here in about 10 minutes. So Sorry for the short show today, but it is what it is. That's the reality. I knew expected a long show, but the reality is a short show. And I hope that that was a good discussion and a solid demo of the way I see it. It's not the truth in the way that you need to play it yourself, but it's the way that I see the game. I know that we live in variance. I know that even on the don't pass, you could have had 5 losses and 5 wins. The 5 wins in a row, that's what you would call maybe a variant or a small trend in there. There's money to be made there, right? There's money to be made in those things, in both variance and trends. So let's talk about trending tomorrow, and we'll start working towards kind of a super hybrid strategy towards the end of the week. So with that said, I'll get out of here. Have a good Monday. Have a good Monday. I know I will. I'm actually going to go to the Kraken hockey game today. So we're after my class kicks off here, we're out going to see some pro hockey in Seattle. So that's it. Y'all have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow for daily paycheck. Have a good one. Bye.